Welcome back to the Alec ETC channel. Today I'm going to be breaking down my full real estate photography gear that I use in 2023. I've been a full-time real estate photographer for about 9 months now, and all this gear that I'm going to be showing you is reliable, but also going to be on the cheaper side so that you can afford it better. This gear is also great for anyone starting out because you don't need a big budget to buy any of this gear that's shown in the video. So with that being said, let's get on to the first piece of equipment. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is the main component, which is the camera. From June 2022 to about 2 weeks ago, I've been using the Canon T6. Canon T6 is only $300 brand new, but you can probably find it on OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace for about $150 or so. Overall, the camera is a great starter camera for anyone getting into photography in general, not only just real estate, but this is a great starter camera for real estate photography, considering that it's cheap, but it's also reliable. As far as the lens, I recommend you go with 10 to 18 Canon lens. For the f-stop, it only goes to a 4.5, but you don't need that because you're going to be only needing about 8 to 9 for real estate because you want to get everything in frame to be sharp. On screen, I'm going to show you some photos I've taken with this camera just to show you how good this camera can be for real estate photography. As far as the downsides of this camera, the only one I've noticed is the video quality. You can only shoot 1080 30 FPS, but if you want to get that smooth 60 FPS, you have to shoot at 720. Usually for me, when I do video, I like to shoot at 1080 60. So for this one, you're really capped on that, but you could still get away with it. Alright, so the next piece of gear I use in 2023 is my Mavic Mini 2 drone. So I didn't actually offer drone services for the first 6 months of my photography business because I didn't have my Part 107 license, which you should get just in case anyone tries to call on you or just authority, whatever. But yeah, you should get that. It's about $175 for the test, and it's actually really easy if you just study for a couple of days. You can find a lot of information on YouTube, and I'll even link down some of the study courses that I use below that are free on YouTube. For real estate photography, you technically don't need a drone to start, but I recommend you just go all in with it because drone photos and aerial photos are really high in demand with realtors. It also can be a great way to earn a little bit more per shoot. The Mavic Mini 2 alone comes in at about $450 brand new, but I got mine for $350 off of OfferUp, and it also came with this case, an extra battery, and an SD card installed as well. As far as the drone quality, I have nothing to say but good things for real estate photography. It's really a great starter drone to get into because it can shoot up to 4K 30 FPS for video, and it also offers RAW files as well for photos. All in all, it's a great drone to get started, and that's why I'm sticking with it all through 2023. Alright, so the next piece of gear that I use is my DJI OM4 phone gimbal. To me, I feel like this is one of the most underrated accessories in my setup because you can make a good chunk of cash when it comes to real estate photography services. A lot of realtors nowadays want video walkthroughs of their homes on Instagram, so this is a great way to get those real quick and give them to your clients. They use social media nowadays to get more leads and views on their listings, so this is a great service to offer when it comes to your business. And as far as how much I charge for one walkthrough, it's usually about $100. All in all, the OM4 does a great job, and it comes in at about $100 brand new, which I recommend getting brand new because the used market is about $50 to $75, so you might as well just spend the extra $25 or $50 just to get a brand new one. But on the screen, I'll also show you some clips that I've taken with this gimbal that I've actually used in my real estate videos when I was just starting out. So for the next piece of gear, I actually recently just bought this one, and it's going to be the DJI Ronin SC gimbal. So this is going to run you $280 brand new, but I got mine on OfferUp for $150. This gimbal is great for lightweight cameras such as mirrorless cameras and regular DSLR cameras, depending on what lens you use, because some lenses can be heavier than others, which may result in an unbalance of weight. This thing works great on my A6300, which is what I'm filming on now. I recently upgraded to the A6300 for video, so I can do both photo and video, which we'll talk about more later in this video. But the SC really holds up great with my A6300, which is not too heavy, and I haven't noticed any issues with the motors yet, which I'm hoping to not see in the future, but for now it does a great job and I'm very happy with it. Alright, next we have my newer 77-inch tripod. This thing was $80 brand new on Amazon, and honestly you cannot go wrong with it. So this tripod is a ball head. I know the more experienced people use gearhead, which maybe I'll get in the future, but it has a 360 ball head that's really useful when shooting real estate because if you need to slightly turn the camera a little bit and get the shot done. So yeah, coming in at 77 inches, it stands pretty high. This is great for exteriors as well because you can get that nice high angle on the home when shooting the front. But yeah, I usually shoot all the way extended for exteriors, and for interiors I usually go for about waist height just so you don't see too much of the ceiling in the shot. The other cool thing is this thing can turn into a full monopod, so if you're doing virtual tours then you can just use this as all-in-one. But all in all, great tripod for beginners, and on to the next one. So as an honorable mention, I'm going to be talking about my A6300 that I recently just upgraded to. This camera is great literally for both photo and video purposes. I got a great deal on it coming from a family member that was getting rid of his camera gear. I got my whole setup for 600 bucks. It came with the camera, a small rig cage, this backpack, small rig hand mount, and here's the backpack, as well as like 5 SD cards. So I'm pretty much set for a while. If you want to buy this camera brand new, it's going to be about $1,000, and on Marketplace and Facebook you can probably find it for about $700 to $800. So the camera itself can shoot up to 4K 30 FPS, but I usually like to shoot at 1080 120p when it comes to real estate, so you can get those smooth shots like I said. But with the camera in general, I noticed that my workflow has become a lot faster due to the shutter being faster than the Canon T6, and it also handles low light way better. Right now on my Sony a6300, I'm running the 10 to 18 Sony E-mount lens, which comes in at f4. Here is the 18, and then I'm gonna zoom it all the way out to 10. So there's 10. In the future, I do plan on getting a wide angle that has an aperture of 2.8 just so I can get more light for video, but for now this will do the job, so I'm not complaining. But all in all, I'm happy I upgraded this camera because I felt like I was ready, and the Canon T6 will always be there in case I need it. So that's gonna be it for today's video, and I hope you guys enjoyed my breakdown of my real estate photography gear list for 2023. Consider subscribing to the channel if you guys want to see more content about real estate photography, my day-to-day life, and more lifestyle content for me. I don't plan on having everything to do with the real estate photography on this channel, as I want to do more vlogs as well of my life and just fun things. Also, like this video in 5 seconds or else your camera lens is going to shatter to bits. Alright, anyways, I hope you guys like this video, and I'll catch you on the next one. This has been Alec ETC. See you guys soon.